Hey guys, Breg here, and today I'm going to be telling you about 3 very simple but 3 very effective gold making methods based around the 3 profession shuffles that currently exist in BFA. We are also doing a WoW token giveaway in this video, so all you have to do is comment on this video and be subscribed to my channel for your chance to win, and you will get a message from me if you are the winner. So the 3 things we will be discussing in this video is the Jewelcrafting shuffle, when you turn ore into gems, the Inscription shuffle, where you turn herbs into different inks, pigments, and the Tailoring / enchanting shuffle, where you make tailoring braces and then disenchant those and sell those. But before we begin, this video is sponsored by Skillshare. Now, Skillshare is an online learning platform with thousands of different videos across numerous different genres, from video editing to cooking. Now, what sets Skillshare apart is the videos are very professional, very easy to understand, and they can really help you in either learning a new skill or developing on the current skills that you already have. Now, I use Skillshare for a lot of different things, and one thing I've been doing recently is showing how to grow my YouTube channel, how to get more subscribers, how to start off a YouTube. All of that stuff is on Skillshare if you're interested. Anyway, in the link down below, there is 2 free months for you guys. So you get 2 free months of Skillshare Premium. You guys can check it out. You don't have to pay anything. You can cancel anytime. So you'll have 2 free months. Check it out. You'll help the channel. Okay, so the first gold making method is the Jewelcrafting shuffle. This one is very simple. You just buy platinum ore, you prospect it, and then you sell off the gems. And if you want to go a bit more advanced with the lesser gems, you can then create rings and sell off the rings on the auction house, or even disenchant the rings. It's up to you guys, but that's the basic idea. Now, since 8.1.5, the Kraken's Eye have been, I think, bugged, or even if not bugged, they got stealth changed. They've been dropping way more frequently, and it basically means that the Kraken's Eye is kind of useless. It's worth 99 gold on my server, and I think that has hurt this prospecting shuffle, unfortunately. But we will do some now, we'll check it out, and we'll see how much gold we can make. Now, if you guys want to be more advanced in terms of working out the exact profits on your server based on spreadsheet data, then there are different spreadsheets you can find and put in the prices on your server, and it will tell you whether or not it's profitable. I'm not so keen on that kind of stuff. This is a more basic guide for you guys who are interested, so we won't bother with any of that at the moment. Okay, so the platinum ore was around 40 gold, or just over that for some of them. So I bought a load. Let's mass prospect it all, and we'll see what we get. Now, you do actually have to be skill level 75 to learn the mass prospecting. Otherwise, you just have to normal prospect, and that kind of sucks because it takes way longer. So definitely try and get to Jewelcrafting level 75 so you can mass prospect, but still, it's not necessary, and you can do this at any level Jewelcrafting, I believe, which is good. Okay, so overall, we got ourselves 20 Laribol, which equals 18,000 gold. We got ourselves 13 Scarlet Diamond, which is 12,000 gold. And we got ourselves 16 Owl's Eye, which is 1,600 gold. And then 32 Kraken's Eyes, which unfortunately the price has been destroyed, so that's only 3,200 gold. So overall, we turned 28k into 35k, because the value of all of these is 35k. And we also got some lesser gems, and with these lesser gems, we can make some of the rings, which require an expulsum and a storm silver ore. But the rings do still sell for a bit of gold on the auction house because people with alts want to get them, so we can do that. You can even disenchant the rings if it's worth it for you, depends on the prices on your server. But that's basically it. The main ones are these 4 gems, because the rest of the gems are a bit useless. But either way, we did still make a bit of profit, 7k profit. It would have been a lot more if the Kraken's Eyes weren't so low in price on my server, so you guys should check out the prices on your server, see if it's worth it for you, and if you want to try it out, then try it out and see if you can make some gold by prospecting. But I'm going to say this is probably the worst of the shuffles, and it's not going to make you a ton of gold in comparison to the other shuffles that we're going to talk about now. So this shuffle I recently saw on a video and post from Bake USA, so go check out Bake USA on YouTube if you're interested in some gold making stuff. Anyway, this shuffle basically involves getting the cheapest herb on your server and then mass milling it. So for me, the cheapest herb is Winter's Kiss. So we're going to be buying up some of that and then seeing how much we get from mass milling. And I'm just going to go put my current pigments in the bank so we don't get skewed results. So this is 14 gold each pretty much. So we will buy out a few of these and then we'll give it a little test. So again, you can do this at any level Inscription, that's why it's pretty good. But if you want mass milling to make things a lot easier for you, you get that at level 50 Inscription. But again, it's not that difficult. Also, for the things we're going to do with the pigments, you do actually need to have a level of Inscription because we're going to be making the inks and then we're going to be turning the inks into the War Scrolls. But you do learn War Scroll at level 25, so again, you don't need to be super skilled in Inscription for this. Anyway, let's get milling. The only annoying thing about this shuffle is it takes so long, because once you have all of the different pigments, which we have, you then have to turn those into the inks. So Crimson ink, Ultramarine ink, and Viridescent ink. So that's what we're going to be turning all of our pigments into. So I'll be back when that's done. Okay guys, so after all of that, we've ended up with 1,300 Ultramarine inks. We've ended up with about 300 Crimson inks and 180 Viridescent inks. If you guys are going to be mass milling and then creating the inks, I would suggest just buying the Ultramarine inks from the auction house because they're so cheap, like a few silver each. It's probably better to do that than spending all the time mass milling it. Anyway, so overall, if I were to make Tome of the Quiet Mind and sell all those, they would sell for 22k, so that would be 7k profit. But not many people buy the tomes because the other tomes are cheaper. However, for the War Scrolls, if I were to make those, I can make 60 due to the Crimson inks, so I could make 20 of each War Scroll and sell those. I would still get 21,500, so I'd still make 6,000 or 7,000 gold profit just from selling the War Scrolls. And it's not over there, guys, because that is only using the Crimson ink. That makes absolutely no use of the other inks, in particular the Viridescent ink, which is actually very expensive. I could just sell the Viridescent ink on its own on the auction house and the Ultramarine ink on its own on the auction house if I wanted. And on its own, the Viridescent ink would go for about 5k and the Ultramarine would go for about 1k, so that'd be another 6k. So that would take my 21.5k to 27.5k, or way over the 15k I originally paid. So that is an incredibly easy way to make almost double my gold. And literally all I'm doing is selling some inks on the auction house and crafting some War Scrolls to sell those. Very, very good. However, you can go even further with this. One thing which I do not have on my scribe because I am only level 111 is the Vantis rune, Battle for Desire Law. But I could use the Viridescent ink and the Ultramarine ink rather than selling them on the auction house. I could make Vantis runes, so I could make 18 Vantis runes with that. 18 times 300 gold is about 5,400, something like that. So if I didn't want to sell the inks, because the inks probably aren't that quick sellers, I could sell the Vantis runes, which are slightly better sellers maybe. I mean, it kind of depends actually on your server, but either way, that's basically the shuffle, guys. You find the cheapest herb, you mass mill it, you then craft the different War Scrolls, 20 of each I'm going to make, and sell those in stacks of 5, stacks of 10, whatever you want. And then you either sell the rest of the inks on the auction house, or you can do different stuff. You can make some tomes if you want, or you could make the Vantis rune Battle for Desire Law, probably the best bet depending on your server, and that's going to be the best use of the inks. Overall, I think this is a very good shuffle. It's one of the best ones at the moment, in fact. I am literally a level 111 with 116 Inscription, but I didn't spend hardly any time doing this. It's very easy to get started. Check out the prices on your server and just give it a go. give it a go, see if it's profitable. It probably is profitable. There's so many options. You can make the best war scrolls, you can make some tomes, you can go and run an LFR if you're level 120 and then get the Vantus rune recipe and go and do that. You can do loads of stuff, and you can also make glyphs. Why not? Glyphs are very useful. I talked about them in my profession overview. Glyphs are still selling for quite a lot, so you've got some of these, you know, with some of the extra inks, just make some glyphs maybe. You have so many options with this shuffle, but the basic one is very, very profitable. So the third shuffle is the Tailoring and Enchanting shuffle, and I'm not going to go too much into this because I did do a video about it quite recently, so you can check that video out for more detailed. But things have changed slightly recently because of the whole shenanigans with 8.1.5 and the new enchanting rod you get from the tools of the trade that's supposed to give you more materials when you disenchant. So that in itself could have made the bracer shuffle even better than it was, but because of Blizzard's bugs that hasn't been the case. It seemed that everyone initially got it and that might have affected the prices, so I'm not sure how good it's going to be. We're going to test out some things, but again, it's up to you guys on your server. But the basic idea is you use Tide Spray Linen on your tailor to make Tide Spray Linen bracers. So they require 10 Tide Spray Linens, so about 30 gold on my server it costs, and we've got about 30 here, 35. Basically, we've got 1,000 gold worth of bracers here, so we're going to disenchant everything and see how much we get from 1,000 gold's worth. Okay, so obviously my sample size is very small, but since I have done a bigger video on this previously, I'm not going to go into too much. But again, we got 1,300 gold worth of Gloom Dust, and we got over 400 gold of Umbra Shards, so that's still about 1,700 gold compared to the 1,000 that we spent, so almost double the profit, similar to the Inscription shuffle. Obviously this is a very small sample size, but it does appear to have been nerfed the initial bug that was happening. So I suggest if you guys want to make big gold with this, then you should look to get the Tools of the Trade Enchanting Rod, which gives you the chance of getting more items when you disenchant. I think if you guys can get the Enchanting Rod, you're going to make a lot of gold with this shuffle still. I mean, I've made gold with it even without the Enchanting Rod, and obviously I was making gold with it before any of this happened in 8.1.5. I did a video of it before 8.1.5 and it was a really good gold making method. So depending on the price of cloth on your server, this is still a good gold making method. But if you guys want the chance to get extra crystals, extra veiled crystals, the price is way lower, but still the chance to get extra crystals comes if you have the rod. So go and do your Tools of the Trade quest and get the rod, and then you're going to be making a lot of gold with this shuffle. But yeah guys, that is about it. I just wanted to get a really quick overview of 3 of the main shuffles you can do in BFA with different professions, and how easy it is to even just get a level 111 character with hardly any skill in the profession, and you can just start it up and start making gold with it. It's a great way for beginners to make gold, and all of them work. I think prospecting is probably the worst. I think Inscription and Enchanting are probably tied as the best. I'm not sure, it depends completely on your server as to what's the best. It's up to you guys to go and check that out. But I do think they're interesting, and there's certainly a way to get into the profession market. And once you can make a bit of gold from this easy method, you can then start doing more stuff. You can start flipping, you can start selling crafted items when you get your level up. So I think it's a good way to get into the market, and it certainly can make quite a bit of gold. Anyway, thanks for watching guys. Remember to check out the link below for the Skillshare 2 months, and also to comment on the video for your chance to win the WoW token. And until next time, see ya.